Pension parity between past and present pensioners. Hello and welcome. Today, we talk about a question that concerns lakhs of retired government employees and their families across India. Should a person who retired 20 years ago from the same post as someone retiring today get much lower pension? Is it fair or is it a violation of their rights? Let's understand the issue of pension parity and why it's not just about money, but also about dignity and justice. The principle of equality. The Constitution of India gives us Article 14, the right to equality. It says the government cannot discriminate between people who are equals in law. And in the landmark D.S. Nakara judgment of 1982, the Supreme Court said this very clearly that pensioners form a homogeneous class. You cannot divide them into groups based on the date they retired and give them unequal benefits. So what went wrong after that? The confusion created by later judgments. Later court cases like Krishan Kumar versus Union of India in 1990 and Indian Ex-Service League in 1991 tried to limit the scope of Nakara. They said Nakara only applies to liberalization of existing pension schemes, not to brand new ones. This gave the government space to say, we can pay different pensions to different retirees. But that's not the full story. Nakara still holds value. In many later judgments, like Dhanraj versus State of J&K and SPS Vains versus Union of India, the Supreme Court again supported Nakara. It struck down pension policies that discriminated between two people of the same rank, just because they retired on different dates. So the real message is this: if two officers retired as executive engineers, one in 1995 and one in 2005, they should not get vastly different pensions. Why? Because both served the same country. Both held the same responsibility. Both should be treated equally in retirement. Administrative reality, a growing gap. Let me share an example. A secretary to the Government of India who retired in 1992 had a basic pension of 4,000 rupees per month. Today, after revisions, that person gets about 105,000 rupees, including dearness and age-related relief. Sounds fair? Now look at someone retiring today from the same post. They may start with a much higher pension, and in a few years, may cross 200,000 rupees. The gap is growing. And while it's true that cost of living has changed, the value of service doesn't change with time. Why parity matters? Pension is not charity. It's deferred wages, your reward for decades of service. Discrimination in pensions violates both legal principles and moral values. And it's not just about the money. It's about self-respect, security in old age, and equality. Even administratively, having uniform rules makes life easier, fewer court cases, less confusion, and happier pensioners. The demand and the hope. So what do we ask? We urge the Government of India and the 8th Pay Commission to times recognize pension parity as a legal and moral obligation. Times apply uniform revision formulas across all pensioners. Times and end the injustice of dividing pensioners by retirement date. Let us remember, a nation that forgets its seniors forgets its own future. Let us stand for justice, for equality, and for the dignity of every retired servant of the nation. Thank you for watching. Subscribe the channel and share the video more and more.